other people can get access to it. Okay, I will just move on. So basically, we have the content that will be focusing on. We have the Microsoft Office and then Google Suite, which we are doing today, the introduction, and we'll also look more on Microsoft Word and Google Docs. We'll look at PowerPoint and Google Slide. We'll also look at online safety, which is very important that we are secure online, because most people take this to be very kind of, they don't really pay attention to. Please, if you're not speaking, you can kindly mute. So it's important to pay attention to your online security. So we'll look at that and the tools you can use to protect yourself online. What are the things you should do online? What are the things you should not? So we'll look at that. Then we'll also look at Microsoft Excel, and also look at Microsoft Outlook and also the Gmail, and end up with the advanced Excel. Now, I mentioned I will be, merging this with AI. In all the tools we'll be looking at, we'll also look at a particular AI you can use with that particular tool. And secondly, we'll also look at your automation. Sorry, it's not on this slide, but one of the things the automation will help you with is you don't have to, like what I do most of the time, I help an organization with their blog post, and most of the time it's difficult for one to, creating your content, you need to do a lot of research. So what I do is I use the AI to do my research. So there's a particular website that was given to me to say, okay, all your content should be, I have to get my content from this particular website. So I use a particular tool to monitor that website to say whenever a post is being made on that particular website, the tool will fetch the post and transfer to a particular document like my Google Docs, and from there I can edit. So I will use another AI to edit the document. Yeah, okay, you want to say something? Please, let's mute if you are not speaking. So those are the things you can do with AI. Why AI is very important, I must say, is that the world today is changing. A lot of organization, like I consult for a particular organization that they are trying to move their customer service from the normal phone call. Now they are using AI. So what the AI help them do is that when you make your call, an AI will respond, and a document has been given to this AI to say all the things you will need to respond is in this document. So whenever you want to respond, get your response from this document, not just random response from the internet. So what the AI will do when someone calls is translate your voice to text and search based on your response of your question. It will go to that document and fetch your question and give you your response. So those are part of the AI tool, and it's very important that we familiarize ourselves with all of these AI tools, because one of the things that people always say is that, wow, AI will wipe a lot of jobs and all of that. No, what AI will help you do is to be more productive, which is what I do. So what I do most of the time, I multitask. And some of the time people feel, I have a lot of people working with me, and that's why it's very easy for me to achieve that much. But what I do is I have a lot of AIs I use. Some of the AIs that I write my prompt to say, this is my style of writing. This is how I want to respond to people whenever in this particular order. So the AI understand what I want and help me, give my response. Okay, so I will just move on. So let's look at Microsoft. Okay, go ahead, please. Okay, please, going forward there, please, if you want to ask a question, if you want to speak, you can just raise your hand and I will call you to speak. so we don't get distracted. All right, thank you. Okay, so Microsoft Office. Now we have different apps under Microsoft Office. So we have the Microsoft Word, we have Microsoft Excel, we have PowerPoint, we also have the Outlook, we have the Excel. Excel is not mostly used now because a lot of people prefer using SQL. Excel is basically for database, hosting and all of that. So most of the time, in place of Excel, they use Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. I'm sorry, in place of Access, I wanted to speak on Access, not really Excel. Access is more of database, collation of data and all of that, but you can also use Excel for that purpose. So that's one of the reasons why Microsoft Access is not mostly used anymore. But in place of that, Excel can really help. So we have the Microsoft Excel, we have the Microsoft Word, and we also have the PowerPoint. So I will just share my screen on some of those applications and just before we move to the next two. Okay, let me share it out. Microsoft. Any question, please? So far, if you have any question. Okay, let me ask, can someone tell us the difference between Microsoft Word and Google Docs? Can anyone tell us? Microsoft Word and Google Docs, what are the difference?
I think Microsoft Word helps you to type your work offline, and but for Google Docs, I think if there is a work you need to send that needs a link, I think Google Docs can help you to create to copy a link and send the work to whoever you want to send the work to.
Okay, yeah, correct. Emmanuel, please. Emmanuel.
All right. Google Docs could be used for collaboration, and that's when you have. Yeah, can you hear me? I'm speaking.
Yeah, clear. We can hear you very
Can you hear
well.
me?
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Can you hear me?
We can
Okay,
hear
Google Docs could be used for collaboration. Google Docs could be used for collaboration, and when you have a team, so everybody could just embark on a project at the same time, and there could be some suggestions made, and changes could be done. That makes the work seamless.
Okay, correct.
In the team.
Does anyone have a different view on that? Any other one? Any other person, please? Okay, I think we are correct. So one of the difference I will say between Microsoft Word and Google Docs, most people feel you can only collaborate with Google Docs, but you can collaborate with Microsoft. Now, the reason is this: Microsoft has the offline version where you can, install it on your system and, work with it without the internet. But they also have the online version, which is also the one. So I'm trying to log into my account. Sorry. So you can also collaborate with Microsoft. I think a lot of people are really confused on that. I just want to share that so we get that straight. So what you can do with Google Docs, so the limitation with Google Docs is that they don't have the online version, but there's what they call an extension. Now, what the extension help you do is that if you install the extension, you can work offline. So only when you come online or when there's a connection to the internet, then your work can be saved or you can then collaborate. I don't know if that's clear. Has anyone ever tried working with Google Docs offline? Has anyone
Yes,
ever
I've tried it before. You could just continue from wherever you stopped previously.
Exactly. But with that, you cannot really collaborate. If you are using the offline mode, you cannot collaborate. So that's just so basically you can still collaborate with Microsoft Office. If you are using the Microsoft 365, you can collaborate. Now, most of the recent tool that you might have, because of course, in Microsoft Office we have various versions. Now, we have the Microsoft 2007, 2013, 2016, and so forth and so on. Now, if you are using the older version of the Microsoft Office, there are some tools that you might not really find. There are some tools you cannot really, not really tool, like some features, because why they have these various version is they update their features regularly. So if you're using the latest version, then you have access to the latest features. So, but if you're using the online version, which is the 365, is always updated, so you have access to the online version. So I don't know why this is taking long to load. I wanted to take us through the online version so you can just get an understanding on how it works. So if you can see my screen, you'll notice that we have the Microsoft Word. So if you understand how to, or if you make use of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, I believe you should understand the icons and how the icons look like. So these are the icons, and you can see that the same icon you have installed on your system is the same icon you have. So this is Microsoft Word, this is Microsoft Excel, this is Microsoft PowerPoint. So these are the online version. And if you are using the online version, you can collaborate because you can also share the documents. Now, if you can remember, when you are saving your document, after typing your work and you want to save it, it will ask you if you want to save to the cloud or you want to save to your local device. So let me open Microsoft Word. So we just get to see that. Sorry, I just want to open that. So, new document. Okay. Wow, sorry, I didn't know this had expired. Oh, sorry. So, it can't really come up. Sorry, let me see if I can use the lower version. Okay, I didn't know my Microsoft has expired. I would have updated it. Okay, so just to explain that when you want to save your documents after typing or after doing any serious work, you can always save to your OneDrive. So if you have your document saved in this OneDrive, you can then share the document. If I open this OneDrive, I have some documents I saved there. Let me see if it comes up. Okay, it's coming up. So if you have your documents saved in OneDrive, so the same way you copy the link when you're using Google Docs, the same way you can also access the link and you can share or collaborate in real time. I hope that is clear. Any question on this, please? Okay, so for example, these are some of my documents. Let's say, for example, I want to share this document. If I open this document, and mind you, this document was created offline on my system, but while I was saving it, I saved it to my OneDrive. Now, OneDrive is just like who can tell me another application that is like OneDrive? We have the OneDrive. OneDrive is for Microsoft Office. Who can tell us the one for Google Suites? Anyone, please? So we have the Google Drive. Google Drive and OneDrive does the same thing. So the same way you save your document in Google Drive, the same way you can also save your document in OneDrive. So whenever you have your document in OneDrive, of course, you definitely have the link to share the document. So if I click on this document, you can see here share. If I click on share this, and it will give me the link. So let's see, comes up. I'm sorry, the internet is very slow. So you can say copy link. Now I can copy the link, or I can just add an email and send that person. Yes, any question, please? Sorry, we can't hear you. Any question? Okay. But I hope this is clear for us now. Okay, so we can proceed. So this is to say you can collaborate, and you can also do the same similar thing you can do with
not clear, please repeat.
okay, please, which of the area you want me to throw more light on?
Okay, the ones we were talking about copying, please. So I just got in here, sorry.
Okay, like copying the link. So just
Yeah.
to rephrase what I was saying earlier. So we are looking at Microsoft Word and Google Docs, and we ask questions to say, okay, what are the differences between Microsoft Word and Google Docs? Some person said, wow, you can collaborate with Google Docs, but you cannot do same with Microsoft Word. Why some other person said, oh, because you can get the link and share with any other person, but you cannot do that with Microsoft Word. Now we're looking at the online version of Microsoft Word. This is the online version. And since you're using the online version, you can collaborate. The same link you want to get from the offline with from Google Docs, you can also get a link using the Microsoft online version and share the link. So we're just looking at, okay, let's say, for example, you don't have access to the internet, but while you were working on your document, you save them to OneDrive, right? So I believe we can save our document when using Microsoft Word. Can any of us do that, or you want me to? My system, my Microsoft Word has expired, so honestly, I might not be able to demonstrate that. But in our next class, I will demonstrate that because I would have fixed it before then. So when you are saving your document, you save to OneDrive instead of just saving it to your folder or your document. You save it to OneDrive, and once that is done, you can just come to your OneDrive and you get to see. So if you look at my screen, you can see various documents here. These are the documents I saved. Of course, I work on this document offline, and I save it on my OneDrive, and that's why I'm able to have access to them now. So like if I come to here, I clicked on this, and okay, it's trying to come up. Okay, now you can see it's up. This is just like Microsoft's the offline version. If you look at my screen now, you can see the same way you have the offline version, the same way you have the online version. Please help me to stop writing on my screen. I can see that someone is drawing all of these. I will have to stop sharing and share again before it to go out. Please, let's avoid writing on the screen. Okay, so now you see we have this document live. I can simply edit this document. And just so you understand, if I edit this document now, in my document I've saved on my system, when you are saving online, some person might want to still save offline. So now you have this document on OneDrive. You also have another document on your system. That can be very confusing. Now, the reason why it's confusing because whatever updates you are doing here does not reflect on that particular document you have saved on your system. So you have to then choose which particular document is the real document. So it's better you save it in one place and you make updates on that particular document, not having one on the cloud, you have another one on your system, and you are just working on one particular document and you're expecting the other one to be updated so automatically. It doesn't work that way. So if To make this easier for you, whenever you want to make any update, you then refer back to the particular document you saved on the OneDrive. I don't know if that's clear. So of course, when you are saving your documents, if you are working online, automatically it's saved automatically. You don't need to go to look for save as and you go to you click on save as. No. Here, what you just have here is to download the document and all of that. Automatically, whenever you make any changes, it will just save automatically. I hope that's clear. And if you come to the right hand there, you can also see the share button. You click on the share button and you can copy the link from here and collaborate. You can copy the link or you share the link. And the good thing with this working online is that you can collaborate in real time. So you can have two persons working on a particular document at the same time, getting the update in real time. Any question, please? Any question? Okay, just to add another important update to the online version is to say that you can also, if you are not good in typing, because it's very important, some organization wants you to always type. And so for some persons that are not good with typing, you can also dictate. So for example, if I'm to, let me scroll down. Okay, let's say I want to type, but what I can do, I'll just come to this icon where I have dictate. I'll just click on it. And it will just help me, whenever I'm speaking, it will help me to write what I'm speaking. So, okay, it's coming up. You can see the mic is loading. And as I'm speaking, it's just, automatically updating my documents. So this is another tool that makes Microsoft Word more easier. I mean the online version. I'm not sure I've seen this on Google Docs. I don't know. If any of us have seen that, please let me know. I don't know. It's possible that there's an extension that can help you achieve this, but what I have used so far is just Microsoft Office, the online version, which is Microsoft 365. So I'm not sure if Google Docs has it. Has anyone seen it in Google Docs? Please let me know, because myself, I also need to learn. Has anyone seen this feature in Google Docs? It's possible that there's an extension for it, yeah, but I've not been able to do that research yet. So this is one of the features you have in Microsoft Office, the online version. And this helps in meetings. If you are in a particular meeting and you want to take notes, you can just have this on and it will just listen to whoever is speaking and help you, translate it into text. Okay, I will just stop this. All right. Any question on this, please? Any question? So I believe
my question is, the online version, is it different from the offline version? Like, it's a different application that will be installed? Because I've not heard about the online version before.
Okay, so the online version and the offline version. Let's mute when I'm speaking. So the online version and the offline version the difference is just that there are some tools, like for example, this particular tool, you can't see it in the offline version, but you can see it in the online version. And we also have the free version and the paid. Currently, what I'm using now is the free version. If you have the paid version, I think you have more access, you have more features. But because I'm using the free version, my features are limited. So this is just the online, and you don't need to install this. What you just need to do is just to go to your browser and you just type Microsoft Office online. It will come up. You just create your account, just the same way you create your account with Google and you have access to the tool. The same way you just have to create your account with Microsoft Office 365 and you have access to the Microsoft Office. So it's kind of different from the offline version, because the offline version, you cannot collaborate because you can only have access to your document. You cannot share, except you have to download the document or save the document and mail it to whoever you want to mail it to. Or you save it in your OneDrive and come online and go to your OneDrive and copy the link and send to the person. I hope that's clear. I don't know if that answers your question. So you don't really need to.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't really need to install it. It's online and it's free to access.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Any other question, please? Any other question? Okay, we just look at the Google Docs. So let's look at Google Docs and let's look at the features. Now, a lot of people find Google Docs to be very difficult. Now, if you look at the environment, look at the windows. So if you come to Microsoft, the way it's arranged for each of the menu, you see the various features under it. So like you come to insert, you have all the insert features under insert, and it's just outlined. So just the same way you have it in your Microsoft offline version, the same thing you have them here like that. But if you go to Google Docs, it can be very confusing if you've not used it before, but they are similar. So if you understand how to use Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, you should be good with this. And one of the good things with Google Docs is that you can install extension. For example, I believe most of us know about ChatGPT. You can install ChatGPT and it can, so for example, I installed ChatGPT. So what I can do, I can create a document. If I click on this, you can see I can download templates, or I can describe what kind of document do I want. So with Google Docs, you can install extension. And what are extensions? Can someone tell us what he or she understand by installing an extension? Can anyone tell us? So there's no wrong or right answer. So if you have an idea, you can just share. Can anyone tell us, please?
Well, I don't have idea. I will just try. I just think an extension is something like extra, like Jara now, like something that is not there and you can see it in other places.
Okay, you are very correct. You are very correct. You sounded like as if you've used it before, honestly. And you say you don't have idea, but your response was clear. Any other response, please? Any other view to that? So, okay, what an extension does is like, so for example, we talked about we talked about using this particular tool to dictate, right? So let's say we don't have it in Google Docs and I want it. So it's possible that when Google was creating this particular application, they didn't think of that. Then somebody just came up and said, oh, I think what I can do to this particular application, I can create something. And the person will go ahead and create something like the dictation app now or feature and create it in. But before you can use it, you then need to install that extension the person created and put it in this Google Docs. I don't know if you understand me. So if you go to, so let me go to an extension and so we see how it looks. So go to get add-ons. You see that there are a lot of extensions, and most of these extensions are not built by, they were not built by Google. No, they were built by various individuals, and most of them are paid for. They are not free. Most of the extensions are paid for because it's a way of making revenue. Most of these companies say, oh, wow, of course, Google have created this platform, so they want to tap into the platform. So what they do is that they just create an additional app that can fit into Google, and though they will start getting their own revenue. So for you to be able to use that particular app or feature, you have to then pay, before you can have access to it. Not everyone can have access to it, but they have free versions. They have also free extension you can just easily download and make use of and all of that. So these are the various extensions. There are a lot of them. So you can just, depending on what you want to do, depending on what you are looking for, you look for the application that suits what you are looking for. So if you come here, you can see they have the ChatGPT, Gemini and all of that. You can just, install. If you look at this particular add-ons, is linking various sheets together. So there are a lot of add-ons. You can also install Canva so that you can link it to your Canva account, and you can, instead of logging into Canva and getting some document, you can just write in Google Docs, just get access to your documents in Canva. So that's how it works. So extensions are also very important. It makes your work more easier. So if you look at the various tools here, I think I will just touch them. You have your file. Of course, you want to create new documents. You want to open previous documents. So I believe we understand how to use it. So if you understand Microsoft Word, because I know most of us mentioned earlier that, they are good with Microsoft Word, but they are not good with Google. So most of the features are just familiar. So maybe because you've not actually, try using it, and that's why it looks very difficult. So once you open Google Docs, if you come to the very top here, this is where you can save with a name. So you can see that it has been saved already, and automatically it's saving to the cloud, which is the Google Drive. So supposing you have a folder and you want to place it in that particular folder, so you can come here and move it to a particular folder. So you can see I have different folder here, so I can move it to a particular folder. So that's how it works for to save. So we have email. So directly you can mail this document to your client or whoever you want to send the document to directly from Google Docs. You can just do that. You can also download. You can download it as Microsoft Word. You can see we have Microsoft Word here. So you can download it as Microsoft Word so that you can open it on your system too. You have different formats here, which you can use to download. Then you can also rename, which is the name we have here. You can also rename the document. And so one of the good things with Google Docs. So let's say, for example, you are collaborating with various individuals. Let's say you were asked to build or to create a memo, and you have to work with your team. And somebody did something, probably somebody make some corrections, and you want to know who did it. Now, one of the features you have with Google Docs is that you can, so you can view previous changes. So you can see that, of course, so let me look for a document that I've worked to it. So I will just use it to view. Let me get another document. So that I will just explain that. Okay, let me use this. Fortunately, I didn't collaborate with anyone, so maybe I might not see much of that. So let's see. It's loading. Let's just for it to load. So I just want to show that feature. So you can see that for this document, you can see that I made correction twice. So if, for example, I made a mistake and I want to go back to the previous version, you can see that I can just go back to the previous version the way it was before. And so you can see that this is the way it was before, but the new version, the updated version, this is how it is now. So this is just to tell us that we can go back to the previous. Let's say you were asked to do something and somebody did something different and you want to take it back to the way it was, you can actually do that. Then secondly, you can comment let's say, for example, you are collaborating with different persons and you want to comment on a particular thing. Let's say for example, I want you to change this. I can just comment on this. I'll click on it, then I'll click on comments. So I'll say, please make corrections. So what this will do, this will help me, this will also help me to track if this has been done. So for example, I gave this to a member of my team to correct this particular sentence. I will highlight it and say, please correct. So if the persons or the individual that was asked to make this correction went ahead and do the correction and all that, he can come and click on it to say, okay, this has been resolved. Or you delete or you give emoji and all of that. So once you make a comment, the person will get a mail to say, oh, there's a comment for you to update on a particular document. It will also send the name of the document to the individual. And when the person probably is done with the correction, it will just come and click resolve. And that settles it. So from your end, you also get a notification to say, oh, this issue has been resolved. And you can then move forward. So that's another feature you have with the Google Docs. And also when sharing a document, so for example, you want to share this document now, you can decide to say, okay, I don't want to give all assets, I want to give restricted assets. And let's say, for example, I want to share with this person. I can come to this edit mode. I don't want the person to edit the document. I only want the person to view. So if I give view access, this person will not be able to edit this document. But what the person can do, the person can view. But if I want the person to also comment, so okay, I don't want you to edit. I want you to go through the document and I also want you to edit a particular, to comment on the document if it's okay or if there are corrections and all of that. Then this person now with this access commenter can also comment. But anyone you are giving the view access will not be able to comment. Or the only thing the person can do is to view. Then if you now give access to editor access, then the person can edit and the person can view, comment, edit. Please, is that clear? Any question, please? Any question? Okay. I believe we are clear with it. So we have the edits, we have the undo, we also have the copy, we have the paste. So these are some easy things that we already know while using Microsoft Word. Okay, Peter, please, you can go ahead. You want to speak?
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thank you. Please, concerning the edit and view aspects, like is it stated in the doc to know, oh, this is a view or this is a access to commit? How can someone know, oh, this is a view sending and this is a comment send, please? Thank you, sir. That's my question.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's just practicalize it. So let me give access to this and I will just give this person view access. So you can see it's just view access and okay, let me save. I'll copy the link and I'll save this. So let me go to that account now and let me view it here. So you can see that this person now has the viewer I'm trying to, so so you can see request edit access. This person does not have the edit access, so this person cannot edit. But in some cases, it will show you that you have only the view access. I'm trying to, so let me go back to the mail. I should get a mail on that and just open it from there. So you can see I have the document from this, so let me open. Yeah, so I don't know, it's supposed to show view only. Sometimes it shows just view only. You have view only. So here you see request edit asset. Now I cannot edit. So the person cannot do anything. And the person, normally if you want to comment, you need to right click and comment. But currently I can't do that. Right? So if I go back to the document, let me go back to the document and let me edit the access. So let me change it to comment, save. So let me go back, refresh. So you can see that what this person is seeing now is now different from what the view access only can see. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying now. So this person now can right click and you can see it has the option to do clear and all of that. So this person has been given some few access. So you come here, you can see the editing access is not enabled here. This person can only suggest and can only view. So this person have access to these two. So for this person to be able to edit, he needs this access. So for him to get this access, then he needs to request for the access. I don't know if that is clear.
Yes, thank you, sir. It's clear.
Okay, so that's how you can navigate that. Okay, any other question, please? Any other question? Okay, so we'll just move forward. I'm not even going through my message. Sorry. Let me go through the charts. Sorry, I have not been going through the charts, so I think I must have missed out some of your messages. So let me just quickly look at this. The audio is not loud. Please, can everyone hear me? I hope it's not this bad.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, I'm not familiar with the online version. So we'll still look on the online version and discuss more on that. Please, how can I didn't get that. Together. How can an extension be linked together with Google Docs? Okay, how can you link an extension with Google Docs? I believe that's the question, right? So you don't need to link anything. Once you come to the Google Docs now, you just go to the extension. Once you have been able to install the extension you're looking for, automatically is linked to your document. So you don't need to do any more installation. The first installation is just to install. So once it's installed, you can then make use of it. I hope that's clear. Okay, I should increase my screen. Okay, I believe you are using your mobile phone, so that's the reason why it's looking to. Okay, so let me try and see if I can. So I believe it's much better now. Sorry about that. So Google Docs is an online tool, but you can also use it offline if you have the extension installed. If you install the offline extension, you can also use it offline. Yeah, so that's one of the things we're looking at to say, okay, you can install most of these extensions. So you can install it and also use it offline. But most of the time, a lot of people use it online and is much preferable because sometimes if you install the offline version, so one of the limitations with the offline version, that's what I've been able to observe. Most of the time when you use the offline version, it's so let's say you're working on Google Slide, it will save that document as the extension will be PPT, right? Which is a Microsoft PowerPoint. So you might not be able to use some extensions. I don't know. I tried that when I was working with my Google Sheets. and I used it offline. So when I later came online, I wanted to, do some use some extension. I noticed that the extension was not even coming up at all. I could not even see this menu. So that's one of the limitation I feel the offline version has. But with the offline version, you can quickly do a lot of things you can do with the online version. Okay, so maybe can just proceed. So I believe I've been able to answer most of those questions. Please, if you want to, you can just raise your hand and we'll let you speak. All right, thank you. Okay, so like I said, I won't be able to go deep, like start explaining how to bold, for example, how to use the fonts and all of that. That is the elementary stage. So what I would do, because some of us can actually navigate this, while some cannot. Some can actually make use of Google Docs, some cannot make use of Microsoft PowerPoint. So what I would do, I will discuss with the admin to help share a link to our YouTube account where we'll do more videos and try to break it down. And you go and watch those videos. After watching those videos, you come in our next class and we'll talk about it, and I will have to throw more light in the area you have your questions, and I'll throw more light to them. I hope that's clear. So I really don't want us to spend much time on explaining this. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll try to also give, this class is being recorded, we'll share the link to the class. Okay, we'll share the link, yeah. So we've talked about the menu, the file menu, and the edit menu. We have the undo, we have the redo, copy, paste. All of these are just things we should know. And I would just want to mention, most of the time, the way we create our documents, just to throw out there, it's important that we try as much as possible to, for those that are not good with creating documents, there are templates. I like telling people this, people that are just starting, it makes your work look professional. So for example, I don't know how to use Google Docs, but I want to create a particular, I want to create my resume. What I can do is, if I go to file, let me try to open a new document. Sorry, not this. Just to show us how template works. Right. Now, if you can see my screen, you notice that we have, these are templates, right? So you can download, there are some online you can download. So if I go to gallery, so these are different type of templates you can use. See meeting notes, project proposal, and final project, onboarding note, and all of that. So if you want to create a document for the first time, you can see you have newsletters and all of that. You can come here and look for a particular document. For example, you want to create your resume. You can just get this document and use this. Now, why is it important to use most of these templates? It makes your work look professional. Sometimes you see that some persons will just, they are still learning, they just want to show that, oh, I can do this, and they do something that is not presentable. Because before someone might want to look your document, it has to look attractive. And for you to make it attractive for someone that is not good with, using this tool, is to use a template. And once you use a template, it looks like as if you are very good with Google Docs or Microsoft Word. So what you just need to do then is just to come here, you edit, highlight, and you edit. Once you highlight it, you can then, so you can then edit. The same thing, you highlight, you edit, put in your informations, copy, put in your phone number, put in your address, and you download this. It becomes your document. I hope this is clear. So just to explained that it's important for us to also, understand how to use templates. Most of the time, this will always make you stand out from others. Okay, so let's go to we have the inserts. I believe we can hear me. I don't know if my network is down now. Please, can anyone hear me, please?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right,
Yes,
thank
I
you.
can hear you.
All right, thank you very much.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we have the inserts where you can, insert image. And so let's say, for example, you want to put image in some part of your document. You can also use the insert. If you go to image, if you come to search the web, you can, instead of going to Google to search and download, you can just come here and say, okay, let's say call. See. So you can just download, click on it, and it will just. So these are now. So please let's mute. So you can see that I've been able to insert this. So it makes it easier. I don't really need to leave this tab to say, okay, let me go and search for an image. I can write in my Google Docs, I can search for an image and I'll insert it right in Google Docs. So I don't need to leave the applications. So we can play with this. It's pretty easy. So what I will encourage us to do is to play with it. And in our next class, you can ask much questions, right? How to use this, then it makes it easier. But I will do a video where I will explain the various tools and how you can use them very well. Yeah. So let's go to the next because our time is fast spent. I want us to keep to an hour, 30 minutes. Okay, Victoria, please, you can go ahead and ask a question, please.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, sir, my question is, can this be done using a mobile phone or it is necessary to use a PC for it?
Yeah, so you can use the mobile phone, and that's the good thing with Google Docs. They have the online version, they have the mobile version. But the truth is that the versions are different. So you can see the way everything is outlined like this. But if you are using the mobile version, of course, it's not going to be like this because of the screen. So there are some tools that you might not necessarily see when you're using the the mobile version. Just to put out there, you can see that you have access to a lot of tools. You have access to the extension. So I'm not sure if you have access to the extension when you're using the mobile phone. I've not been able to do that. I'm not sure you can have access to extension. So what you have access to might be limited. So you might not really have access to a lot of tools, but you can actually use your mobile phone. So most of the time, what you can do is that you create a document with your system, then you can review with your mobile phone and make some corrections and all of that. But if you want to create good document, like example, the way it's laid out like this, you can see that this is well arranged. It's much easier when you're using your PC than using the mobile phone. But that does not mean you cannot use your mobile phone. But I think when it comes to simplicity, the system is much easier and much better. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
so
sir.
you're welcome. Yeah, so this is format. So for example, when you talk about formatting, you're referring to your text. You want to format the way this looks. You understand? You go to format. Here I can bold it and I can also change it to capital letter. You can see we have the case sensitive. You can change to capital letter, small letter. If I click on it to convert it to capital letter. So these are some of the things we can actually do. Okay, so let's go to, I think we'll end with the PowerPoint. So can anyone tell us the difference between Microsoft PowerPoint and Google Slide. Let's just look at it. There are a lot of things I needed to cover before it's time. So, okay, sorry, before we move to that, let's look at some of the tools we have in Google Docs. So let's just look at that before we move. Okay, so this is Google Docs. Sorry, not Google Docs, sorry. I want to say Google Suite. Now, there are lots of applications under Google Suite. There are a lot of apps. And most of these apps might not really be necessary for everyone. So it's to look at what do you really need, or where do you fit in, or what department do you work under, and you look for the application that suits your department. So here you can see there are a lot of tools here, but you can stick to the one that is, that is useful. Now I talk about building website. For some of us that have business, you want to create your online presence. You can see this. Let me just open this. You can build your website. Not really a perfect website, but something that can have your information, your business information, your phone number, and someone can go online and say, okay, they can do some research about you. So if I click, and they have just the same way you have your Microsoft Word, you have your templates in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and all of that. Here they have various templates. So for example, if I click on this template, let's see how this looks. You can make do of template, then you edit it, and you build yourself a website. So this is how it looks. Now, why most people don't use this is because it's not really flexible. So for example, you have my WordPress. A lot of people use WordPress because it's much easier you can install plugins, you can use a lot of the page builders, Elementor, and all of that. So, but using Google Sites, you are limited. So it's just like if you can design very well with Google Slide, you can also do a very good job here. I don't know if it's clear. Peter, you want to ask a question, please?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right, thank you. I thought you wanted to ask a question. So this is one of the applications that you can find useful. So there are a lot of them. So they also have what was it called now? I think they recently updated the name of that application. So let me just before now it was Google My Business, which is also very, very important. I think they updated the name to something else. Something profile. So I seem not to see it here. So what that particular app does is also provide online presence where you get to talk about your business and someone can search you online. Let's say if you are able to do it very well, if you are able to put in the right information, whenever they do a Google search, your business will pop up first. And I've noticed that a lot of people use this Google My Business. I'm trying to, I know they changed the name. It's no longer Google My Business, but something else. Oh, shit. I seem not to get that. Okay, so maybe I will get that in our next class and I will throw more light, because these are tools that are very, very important that if you are into business and you want, or maybe you're not into business fully, you provide a service and you want people to know about that service, you can also use that particular tool and it will spread the news. So whenever people make a search, if you do the right SEO, your business will pop up. I know it was called Google My Business, but maybe that has changed. Okay, then the other thing we're looking at is also the Google Sheets, which we'll be using for data analysis. We'll also use it for data entry and for financial keeping and all of that, for doing your financials and payroll and all of that. So we'll look at the various formulas because this is one of the areas a lot of people find very, very difficult to understand. So we'll look at how you can use Google Sheets. So let me just show the environment and explain a little on that. This is supposed to be an introduction class. I'm supposed to introduce various tools to us before we'll dive deep into it. So this is how your Google Sheet looks like. Also, you have your Microsoft Excel. Similar, they have this almost the same environment. If I go to let me open Microsoft Excel. Okay, so while waiting for it to come up. Oh. Okay, so just to explain this phrase. So I just wanted to explain the difference between the Microsoft Word and the Google Docs. Now, of course, like I always explain, you have access to different templates. If you want to do event tags, of course, you have access to these are different templates that you might really find useful. And in our class, we'll be looking on how you can use AIs. So one of the things that I tell people that is easier to do now is to say, you can use AI because Excel is more of formulas. So for someone that is not really good with mathematics, so they get discouraged whenever you talk about Excel. But AI has made it very easy. You can just type in a plain language to say, okay, I want to do this, I have this, do this, give me the formula. And the AI will give you the right formula to use. What you just need to do is to copy and paste. What you only need to do is to understand what do you want to do. So when you understand what you want to achieve, then you explain it to AI, then AI will then give you the formula. So what you do with the formula, you just copy and you paste it and it solves the problem. So we'll look at how you can install the AI in your Google Sheets and make use of AI. For those of us that are into data analysis, we'll then there are also tools that you can install and you, of course, do good data analysis. Because recently, I think they've updated Google Sheets and they've added some formulas that you can also import Python. For you to be able to be a good data analysis, you need to understand Python. And Python is a programming language, mind you. So for some persons that don't really like the programming language and all of that, what you can then do with Excel, if you are good with Excel, you can use Excel and the system will convert it to Python language. So you don't really need to know how to use Python, but the fact that you can use Excel, you can use Google Sheet, it will convert that into and help you do your data analysis. I hope it's clear. Any question, please? Any question? Okay, our time is fast spent already. We're supposed to try to limit this to an hour. But I don't know if we can exceed more than an hour. I think I will need our response on that. Because the class was scheduled for 1 hour, but I think we've exceeded an hour now. Any response? Let me get your response, please.
Since this is introductory, I think.
Sorry, we can't hear you. I think you are muted. Sorry. Can you mute, please? Okay.
Yeah, I said since this is introductory, I think the time spent so far is fine. We'll still get to learn more deeply as we move on to other modules.
All right. Okay, that's clear. I think that's good enough. Okay, Peter, please, you can unmute that speak.
Okay. Okay, yeah, thanks, sir. The time is okay, but please, the link you actually said earlier, please remind us to send it to us.
Okay, yes, please. I will try to send that link. What we'll do, I'll try to create more videos and update us on that so that we go and watch the videos, because I know today I had to rush on to touch different aspects. So what we'll do, I'll create the video and I'll share it with us, and we can go and watch, and in our next class we will then discuss it. I think that will really help us a lot. Okay, so I think we'll call it a day till we'll meet again next week. So thank you very much for the time. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Have a lovely night.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you
sir.
very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Grace, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.